Did you ever have anything fake?
I would have to assume yes. We were at Value City and fucking like Marshall's too much for all of this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
To have made it through completely unscathed. You know what I mean?
My mom got me a fake FUBU from the African store once.
Oh shit.
like from the African grocery store. You know
no. I thought you meant like one of the clothing exclusive African stores.
No. The African grocery store where they sell the Vimto and the Fanta. And it was like up in the plastic. And she got it for me. And I wore it.
She was like that one next to the papaya. Give me that. I want my boy to wear it.
No, I think I asked her for it. But I think it was like, I knew I couldn't get a real FUBU, and I was just like, if you have one chance, one opportunity.
Angela Bassett did the thing. Viola Davis, my woman queen. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of My Mama Told Me,
the podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories.
And we finally work to prove that the next edition of the National Treasure series is going to be Nicolas Cage trying to steal the diamond out of Lil Uzi Vert's forehead. That's right. That is the most precious jewel that America has to offer at this point, and you know Nicolas Cage is going to get it.
Yeah, man, that would be great because of the history involved.
Wait, the history of Lil Uzi Vert's purchase of it, or the history between Lil Uzi Vert and Nicolas Cage?
Both.
Okay.
Those movies always have a lot of fun history.
Yeah, they do have a lot of fun history, and I have to believe that Nicolas Cage and Lil Uzi Vert have they've rubbed shoulders a few times.
Man, you walk into a bar and that's going on. What do?
Fuck. Sit down and hope for the best. You know what I mean?
Game. I bet you they'd be doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
Like weird, famous, like rich guy. Because I bet you Lil Uzi Vert does weird, famous, rich guy shit. I don't mean like kissing. I mean like shooting up adrenochrome or something like that.
Right. I worry that if two weirdos like that get together, it's them trying to out-weird each other in a way that's almost inauthentic. Yeah. Whereas, like, if Lil Uzi Vert just is hanging out with, just a decent man, a Denzel Washington, he probably is really fucking weird, and it's just so natural to his spirit. You know what I mean?
I've always thought that Denzel Washington must be weird, though.
I think Denzel Washington is a nigga. I think that's the motherfucker that
sure.
Like.
But he's never slipped up. So I'm like, no. You don't keep that tight a grip on it unless, you know what I mean? Unless you don't want it to. It's like John Travolta never telling anybody he's gay. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like the grip is too tight. Like, what has Denzel done wrong ever?
No, the closest we've ever come, and this is very recent, was him almost getting in that weird tiff at the
basketball
Lakers game. Yeah.
What was that? And then Jay-Z had to cool it off.
And I know he was like kind of like laughing it off at the end, but that nigga wasn't playing. He was
No. The whole posture of it.
Yeah.
That was Mount Vernon Denzel. You forget this nigga's name is Denzel.
Yeah. Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
and made it out of a part of New York that just got okay for people to travel to. You know what I mean?
Yo.
Like, it's just now hitting we could maybe try to gentrify this at some point.
Man, see, that's what I'm saying. We got to get Denzel uncut. I want to see Denzel.
He's just siding his DVDs down a girl's booty hole.
Yeah.
Just Just John Q down a girl's booty crack.
He's smoking cools.
Denzel, you wild boy, man.
Yeah, he's making
Good for
wings.
you for being able to tuck that shirt in the way you do. Good for you.
No, he's never slipped up, and that's how you know. That's how you know it. That's how you know it.
You know what the sign is? He dresses like a motherfucker that don't play none of this shit. You know what I mean? Like he'll play all the games.
Right.
He'll be a part of all the things, but he's gonna put on some big old baggy semi-track pants and technically a tuxedo shirt, but it ain't really, you know what I mean? It's just like whatever he had.
He dresses what Obama wears to hoop in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, all right, if you could play, why you always in sweatpants? But
yeah,
whatever.
why do you play basketball with pants on all the time?
Yeah, what's up with your legs?
Yeah. Why's your shirt so tight? You got your shirt tucked in for exercise?
Yeah, this is a little too weird, man.
What was his name that he called himself when he played basketball? I read it in his book. Obama had like a special name. He was like, yeah, when I was in school, I was Barack, but when I was on the court, what was it? Oh, he called himself Barry Obama, which is the worst.
Oh no,
it's the worst basketball.
Oh no, that feels like somebody wrote that on an N1 t-shirt. It feels like that faceless bald man should be like saying that, and the president's standing next to him like, yeah.
We need to bring him back.
The faceless bald dude from N1?
Man, as a boy, I was scared of that guy.
That dude, you know what occurred to me very recently is that dude in my mind was always a black guy.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's white in every depiction of him.
No, that's not correct.
You're saying that despite the white flesh that they always kept him in, there's blackness underneath that.
I'm saying it's impossible that the N1 guy would be white. Do you hear what you're saying?
No, I don't like it either. I'm not promoting this.
What do you
this
mean
isn't
white?
This isn't an ad, anybody that's listening. I support a black N1 guy. I'm saying that like the flesh that they gave him was always white.
No, he was ashy. He was ashen.
Right, because ball was life. He was truly dedicated to the game enough that he wasn't even showering.
You're on the court getting scratched up. It's leaving streaks. He was
gray.
He was gray. He was not white.
Okay.
That's crazy.
You saw neutral at all times.
I saw a black man.
No, I know what you saw underneath that. I'm saying the physical flesh. You've been very clear about what race you think he is. And I agree with you.
He is.
Yeah. Are you saying none of that they them shit either?
No, he's a dude playing basketball, yelling at you.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Nah, it was a black man in my mind, but you're saying that on a physical surface level, it was a neutral gray more than it was a white tone to you.
Yeah, I'm saying it wasn't a fleshy white man.
No, I didn't say a pale pink. I'm just saying it never occurred to me even once as a child that was a white man. It was just always a black man despite the color.
Yeah. He's very confrontational.
In a way that maybe he's earned. It's unclear at this point.
Yeah. Did you have any early N1 apparel?
I had all of it.
Damn.
That was what I spent my money on. Do you know what I mean? That was the gift that I was seeking. Was get me a new pair of two-toned N1 shorts.
Yo, those shoes were the worst though. The shoes.
I didn't go to shoes. I knew better than shoes.
Yeah, those shoes were insane.
But come on, man, you have one of the shit talking t-shirts and the matching shorts set.
And the shorts?
Yeah, I get the shirt and the shorts, and then
that's good. That's 96. That's good.
Come on, man, I was
that's
looking good, bro.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
That was back when it was cool to just buy the same thing that everybody else bought. Kids,
you didn't even want fancy colors.
No, kids had it easy back then as far as fashion. Kids today are going through it with this fashion shit.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, I think they get to be so much more adventurous and like experimental than we can, but they also are like they got to keep up. You got to really like be
It
on
does
it.
seem to go fast, but it's like a lot more nostalgia based than it was when we were kids. So they have a template. We were taking in all new shit.
Yeah, I guess. But imagine if you had to live through your platinum FUBU era and your Jabot era at the exact same time. That's such a complicated switch between.
That's a combination of it. That's like you want to die. You can't wear those both at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they're trying to figure out.
You're wearing the Fat Albert with the Jabots?
Come on, man.
Relax. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, you're doing too much, bro. You're living reckless, baby.
We came to sit you down and talk to you about your Jabot.
We all said we would try heroin. We didn't say we would heat it. You snort a little bit and you see what that does. You know?
Did you rock Jabots? Did you ever have Jabots?
You know what it was? My parents refused to buy them because of how expensive they were. So I got really lucky that didn't become my problem. My problem, and it's honestly a worse problem than Jabot was. My problem was I got real into Echo. I was an Echo kid.
Man, it was such a short amount of time that was worth it. Echo went bad quick.
Yeah, that milk soured immediately.
So fast. So I think Echo had a good 2 years. And then the white guys had it, and then they gave it to the white guys on drugs, and now it's never going to come back.
Yeah, that's the perfect tracing of the Echo journey. It went from niggas to white dudes on skateboards to the drug addicts that used to ride skateboards, and it was over.
Yeah, now you see a crackhead in a Mark Echo exclusive. Yeah, Echo was damn. I had some Echo shoes one time.
No, you were bugging. There's no reason.
No, let me find them. They weren't that bad, but I was bugging. I didn't really put it together well as a child. I'll tell you the truth.
Oh man.
Yeah, right. It was bad.
Let's get into this email. We have an email, and it arguably the shortest email we've received maybe ever, certainly in recent months, from a person named, and I'm going to butcher her name, but is it Katidra? We're going to say is her name. Katidra sent us a message, and she said very simply, she didn't even greet us, by the way.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
I don't like an over-familiar greeting, and I don't like an under-familiar greeting.
Right.
Or lack of greeting.
Yeah, she just like walked into our house and started talking, and it's like, hey, wait a minute. Take your shoes off.
Yeah. And acknowledge me, your man from the Congo.
Me, put your hand out for my dog. Let them know that you're a good person, and then we talk about your conspiracy theory.
He'll stop humping you when he's ready.
It's a power thing. You just gotta assert dominance. That's on you.
Look him in the eyes. No, okay, but what
Katidra sent us an email where she said, "I heard." And then she goes into quotes or to parentheticals immediately after. She says, I heard means social media, of course, LOL. She says, I heard that white people get buried within a few days of death because they turn dark after death. 4 exclamation points. Where you at? What you feel? She's saying the white man has to go into the earth fast because his transformation is sudden into a dark-skinned person.
I mean, it's only dark skin and literal skin tone. It's not like they get like bushy hair and the
big old juicy lips. Their noses widen like the like the river that Moses parted.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could believe it. I've always never been this might be controversial. White people's skin, it's not good.
Whoa, yeah.
It's just very splotchy and a lot of colors. It's a lot.
Yeah, there are times where I'll be like, oh, that girl's beautiful, and then I'll imagine seeing her naked, and it's not that it's not beautiful underneath, but it certainly is. A thrill is gone. You know what I mean? In my mind, where I'm like, that's all right. Okay.
Wait, no, I'm confused. What do you mean by that?
I mean, like you imagine the beauty of the naked lady, and then you're like, but with white skin, it takes a little bit out of it. You know what I mean? It
Oh
takes a
yeah,
little bit off the tip, where you're just like,
yeah.
that's not how I
I'm just
wanted
gonna
it.
say it might be racist. Dark nipples look better.
Yeah, let's be clear, it is racist. We're both being
No,
terribly bigoted.
We are deep in right now.
There's no version of Andrew Schultz having this conversation without it becoming a real big problem. So.
Yeah, we can we crossed that. This conversation is like what like Republicans use as like fodder, like see what they think?
Yeah.
See what they think?
No, if this gets picked up by Tucker Carlson, we got to be like, yeah, you're right, big dog. You got that one.
No, I'm going to stand on it because then everybody's going to send me dark nipple pictures. It's chess, it's not checkers.
All right. Hell yeah. As long as you're forwarding those dark nipples.
Yeah,
I'll support you 100%.
Listen, everybody eats. But back to the skin thing.
Yeah, let's be sure that our white listeners understand. White listeners, yuck. Anyway, keep going. The skin stuff.
I mean, that seems real. Because their skin does feel very temperamental, though. In that, like, discoloration and whatnot is pretty common. So that doesn't seem crazy to me. I believe that. That's not even a stretch, right?
Yeah, I feel like it makes me think about like all the depictions of people in zombie films. You know what I mean? Like they're always dark skinned. Ain't no light skinned zombies. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. No, you're right. It's all Samoans. All Samoan zombies.
Yeah, it's not like the darkest people always, but they're always that color shift happens fast. And I know that they'll claim that's because of rot and dirt or whatever the fuck it is. But also some of that shit's because y'all be turning colors when you die.
Yeah, I mean all zombies look like Jason Momoa. And can I tell it right here on this podcast? Another guy I don't trust.
You don't trust Jason Momoa?
I don't trust him like I don't trust Terry Crews.
Whoa. Oh, he rubs you that wrong.
It's pretty bad. I went to a premiere of a show he was in, and he was wearing a white vest, which is already like, brother, this is not a Jodeci concert. Relax.
Yeah, you're doing a lot here.
Yeah,
Jason
a lot
Momoa.
of beads. And like he did the haka by himself.
Oh.
Which felt real like, what are you doing that for?
Right.
And then
like you ain't doing that on every set. Why what is that?
And then I looked it up and he's like, hold on, let me double check to make sure I'm not going in. But I'm pretty sure he's not Maori. So then it's just like he knows that he looks like them, so he could get away with doing it. I don't beautiful man, but I don't trust him.
Whoa, this is heavy. I thought you were going to say you didn't trust him. The reason I don't trust him, he seems like he hugs too hard. You know what I mean?
Oh,
he seems like a motherfucker
strong?
that. Yeah, but he also seems like he doesn't know that other people don't, bench press whatever he bench presses.
Oh,
and he kind of like makes it a power thing to like grip you up and give you a knuckle sandwich. And it's like, bitch, I got a child. I'll kill you.
Right.
You don't knuckle sandwich me, you big motherfucker.
I got nothing to live for. I'll bear hug you and jump down the stairs. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, there's no world where you're going to like, you're going to give me a fucking noogie in front of my child.
Yeah.
And I got to be like, yeah, my buddy Jason, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'll shoot you in the foot.
He'll call you little guy in front of your wife.
Yeah, it's like, you already know my wife wants to fuck you. Why would you do that? Why would you even talk to me like that? You know my wife would leave me for you in a second, and you're going to speak to me that way in front of her?
Do you think she would, though? You have a family.
I don't think she would leave me, but I definitely think she would go away for 2 weeks.
Yeah. You kind of got to, though.
I wouldn't stop her.
Yeah, nothing against
I'm not going to block the door. I'd be like, no, I understand. We've had at least versions of the conversation.
Oh, really?
No, well, she told me at the time she wanted Michael B. Jordan, so that was her pass where she would, if it came up, if he somehow was trying to fuck her, then go ahead, shorty. I can't stop that. And I got Rihanna. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, and it's like, no, at the time especially, it was like, no, this ain't a non-achievable goal. Now it's probably too far
Yeah, they're
gone, but
settled in.
yeah, no, it's too she's too happy in a way that
Yeah.
is impenetrable, at least at the moment. But I'll hold out hope.
You know who I would leave my fake wife for?
Yeah. I love Roberta, by the way. I think she's a lovely woman.
Yes, no, she's great. She's great. She's doing good. She's doing good. She's down on the islands, but she'll be back soon. I would leave my fake wife for do you remember the Women on the Outcast CD?
Whoa. Wait, on the
actual CD. Like not
you're talking about on Stankonia.
No, every Outcast CD, it was like a naked woman.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll admit that I don't know that I owned anything but the Love Below, Stankonia. For CDs, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Those were the two that I owned. Everything else, I like Napstered and shit.
Okay, here I got a picture of one. This is the one from the Greatest Hits album.
I'm excited.
You should be. It's a big deal. You see it?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You would leave your fake wife for her in a second.
I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah. Just a lady with big old titties and insane clown posse makeup.
Don't describe it. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
just a bad bitch juggalo is
That's
right
not
where
what
you...
it is. That's not what it is. That's not what's happening.
So you are on board with the possibility that white people turn colors at death?
I'm pretty sure they do. It's also because, like, you ever see, like, in National Geographic where they discover, like, 50,000-year-old man found in the ice? It's always like a burnt, dark orange type color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're never pulling Tom Holland out of the ice.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about white. Can't take it with you.
Maybe that's why they live like that. They're like, so. I only get to be this for a little while, bro.
This is temporary.
I can't have regrets. I can't spend the whole time feeling so bad because you got mistreated. Fuck that shit. I'm living to the fullest.
It's the first thing. It's kind of like the first thing they lose after death.
Yeah, they're like, this is gonna go away.
It goes away immediately.
And people are going to talk to me different. I can't be sensitive to, I guess you matter.
They got to bury him before they find out it's black people, because then it'll be even longer till they bury him.
Right. Well, that's my question.
They got to get him in the ground before their status changes.
That's my big question in this is, I guess I wonder, is it in this theory, are you imagining that they are in fact becoming black? Like, is it just that your skin darkens, or are you thinking like, no, we are at our beginning a black person, and then they somehow evolve very temporarily into white, and then devolve or re-evolve into a
feels
what
very
they started
brand.
as.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't. It feels like eugenics almost.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think like their nose broadens. I think they just. I think the color of their skin is not. It's very temporary. I think it goes away. That makes sense to me.
This thing that they hold precious is in fact just a blip.
Yeah. You're gonna look like me longer than you're gonna look like you, baby.
Yeah. All right. I like that. Well, maybe we should take a break. Let's take a break because we apparently are obligated to sell things to you. We're going to take a break so that you can buy things, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more about this. We'll be back with more My Mama Told Me.
I think I'm looking forward to cracking up. I hope I can, totally crack up. So I haven't like totally cracked up in a long time.
Welcome back to My Mama Told Me. We are discussing pink or brown nipples. You decide.
There's only one right answer.
It's not pink. We're talking about whether or not white people lose pigmentation after they die. Is that?
Yeah, if they become or gain melanin. Let's make it half full.
I don't think that's what's happening though.
Yeah, you're just saying they lose whatever that pink haze is and become something else.
Whatever happens with that.
Well, I'll say this. This is a conversation that apparently, and Olivia sent us a bunch of great research for this. Olivia did a lot of hard work that frankly I was unwilling to do this time around. I slammed my hands on the desk and I said, I'm done. I'm done reading. Read for me, I screamed at her.
Ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
I screamed that at her. And Olivia, she said, yes, sir. And she ran off and she came back with gorgeous research. But apparently this is not as far from a real thing as the immediate sort of concept makes it seem. In fact, there's a couple Quora questions of people saying specifically, why is the face of a dead body black after only 10 hours? Which I don't know if this person is meaning this in a racial way, but it feels racial.
It felt racist as hell.
Yeah.
Why has he got a Sixers jersey on? That's 10 hours?
Yeah, 10 hours apparently this person is black. And there's a few responses. The most sort of engaged one is somebody saying, why are whites buried so soon after dying? I'm white as Wonder Bread. All right. But I embalm at several traditionally black funeral homes. The industry is still ridiculously segregated.
Wait.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with this person.
Yeah.
He embalms at several black funeral homes?
Yeah.
She embalms at several black. Is embalming a different job than owning a funeral home?
Yeah, well, embalming, I think, falls under the window of the funeral home, the purview. So
if they outsource it?
No, I'm sure they have to hire specific staff. Like I think it's probably like a skilled job. It ain't
I thought
just
that was the job of a mortician, though. I thought that's what.
I think a mortician is more of like a managing officer in a thing that they may do that, right? Some morticians might do their own embalming, but if I'm a successful mortician, I might hire another individual to be like my my embalmer, as it were.
Okay. I just
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I ain't never been up in there, so maybe I'm completely off base.
He's confident as hell.
But she said the industry is still ridiculously segregated in the U.S., especially in larger metropolitan areas. For these places, the average hold time is 9 days from embalming to burial. I've held bodies for as long as 4 months and an open casket even. The white funeral homes, though, if they had to hold a body for more than 3 or 4 days, they get nervous. They never learned how to use introfiant properly, I guess. It really all comes down to culture and traditions. She goes on to say a bunch of other shit that I'm not going to read. I ain't going to read it because it's, she's showing off now. She's like, CO2 mixed with D.O. dick is like, all right, I don't know.
So what you're saying is, so they could stop it, they just don't?
I guess I think that's what that at least that sentence implies, is that like if they learn to use it properly, then maybe the decay or this sort of weird change in color would happen differently. But she also is acknowledging that like there's clearly a culture that supersedes this for a reason, and it doesn't seem completely like, oh, we just prefer it that way. It's almost like y'all are hiding something.
Also, 4 months, black people, we got to do better. That's a long. Come get your grandma.
If you left her for 4 months, just leave her.
Bro, it's not like you're bailing somebody out of jail and you're like, oh, I guess he's in there at least eating and stuff. That person is dead. You gotta figure that out.
Yeah, you
figure that
gotta
out.
just leave her. Just make that somebody else's problem because you clearly either don't care or you don't have the means to care. You gotta put those funds somewhere healthier if it's 4 months of waiting.
Hey, if somebody died and I didn't want to pay to bury them, could I burn them?
Oh no, I don't think you can do that.
What? That's not a crazy question.
I think number one, I think that that those things are built to actually like incinerate bodies. I think whatever you'd be doing at like the crib is it ain't gonna make the body completely go away, nor the fumes, nor the
I'm putting in like
potential diseases being spread in the air.
I'm putting like a brick oven in the back, like one of those pit barbecues.
Yeah, I don't think you're just supposed to sniff like people chips. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's supposed to just be out in the world like that.
They did it. They did it in the Dark Ages. Remember when everybody had the plague? They had to burn all the bodies.
Yeah, and then they
do it in wartime.
They lived to 28, big dog. I think
I'm saying just me in a controlled environment in my yard. This is America. I'm saying this is America. I should be able to burn my dead.
Listen, it's not policy that I'm pushing back against as inside of this as much as safety. I think it's a safety issue.
All right, that's fair.
I don't think we're supposed to do like grandma inhalants and and expect to like be able to touch our toes tomorrow. You know what I mean?
I guess it's because of that. I used to remember Beanie Siegel. He was like, I used to wild off in bomb and fluid, and I used to think about that a lot.
Yeah. So you're kind of hoping maybe you could burn your person and get a little high off of it.
Or like some kind of like a fun Disney movie, My Friend Comes Back.
Yeah.
Like the Sixth Man kind of situation. Helps me with my homework or whatever.
I got you. I got you.
That's what happened in How High, right?
I think so. I think that was the whole thing, was that they're friends. Was it two friends or just one friend?
They weren't friends. Method Man was friends with the guy.
Yes. So he dies and Method Man sort of takes over his life.
No,
if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Isn't that it? That he was like,
he dies and then Method Man uses his ashes to fertilize a weed plant.
Right. So then they can see him afterwards.
Yeah, and then for some reason, I don't think he knew that was going to happen.
No, I'm saying, but that, yes, you're right. That it's not so that, but, and then they can see him afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
And then, but isn't there an element of them like pretending to be somebody else? Like were they just going to genius college because they were geniuses?
Because
or were they like faking it?
They were taking the entrance exams and Ivory came and gave them the answers to the entrance exams. And then they got like perfect scores. And that's how they got into Harvard.
Right. And then they had to like figure out a way to like be smart at Harvard to match the scholarships that they had.
Because they ran out of Ivory.
Fuck.
And then, it gets real off the rails at the end.
Yeah. I remember really liking that movie, and
I loved it. I think I saw it in theaters.
I don't think I can go back. I don't think there's any version of being able to go back and feel that same joy.
No, Redman and Method Man are still hilarious.
Yeah, they're pretty great. Method Man, I would say, has turned into a sexy, flexy motherfucker in a way that
he's lifting a lot of weights.
I don't love it, if I'm being real with you.
You don't like buff Method Man?
I'm not hating. He's gorgeous. He's a gorgeous fucking specimen of a man. And frankly, I don't know if I were that gorgeous. He's like 6'4". He's fucking jacked as shit. He's got a strong chiseled jawline and new teeth. He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
That said, I don't know that that's the dream I had for Method Man he was the funny rapper. Him and Redman were so funny. And it's like, I wanted you to be a silly Billy forever. And he was
also
nah.
like low-key kind of dirty.
Yeah.
He was like, which I don't like it. As a dirty dude, it's like, we don't need you hot, dirty dudes coming over here fucking everything up.
Redman was for real dirty.
Yeah,
And then
but
Method Man was like playing dirty with his
he was
buddy.
dirty. He was dirty on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like, remember, like he had like the one video he had like half of his hair braided, but it's like we know you're, and he had like the wonky eyeball, but it's like we know you're still handsome.
Yeah. No, you're trying to keep up with these actual Uggo killers that you run with. And so you're like making yourself a different thing than you are.
You got a friend named Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah. Who hasn't explained it to us once. Who hasn't like, you know what I mean? He never was just like, yo, here's the essence of the thing. He's just like, nope, that's my name. Dirt McGirt.
I really love that guy, man. A lot of it speaks to who I am as a person. I always thought that guy was great.
He was a funny motherfucker, right? But if he then suddenly showed you his abs, you'd be like, I don't like that, old dirty bastard.
Man, what if he lived long enough for ODB to get? I don't think he would ever get buffed though.
I don't know, man.
He got real fat at the end.
Danny Brown is like borderline handsome now. You know what I mean? And that motherfucker, he like got his teeth fixed and got a haircut and like dyes it now. And like Danny Brown's a good looking dude, and that's not how we got introduced to him.
What is going on?
Danny Brown came out and looked like he went through a blender to get his deal. You know what I mean? Like he fucking.
That was the best part.
Yeah.
That was man, is there no more dirty dudes?
I don't know. I think, and then all the white dirty dudes keep getting caught up in their sexual mischief. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? Shia LaBeouf, he's off the court now.
He's not a real dirty dude though. He's from Hollywood.
I'm just saying that's the white representation for dirty dudes.
Right, but I'm saying Shia LaBeouf doesn't like wear the same T-shirt 2 days in a row.
I think he does, but I think
they're all
it's
$5,000 T-shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does do it, but it truly is like, oh, I know I'm gonna see the same paparazzi twice, and I want to fuck with them, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, because isn't he like a dummy?
I don't know. I recently found out that he made up the whole thing for Honey Boy, that like his dad wasn't nearly as abusive and his life wasn't nearly as hard as.
Bro, I knew that shit was fake when I saw Honey Boy. Oh, you mean this little boy satisfied a grown woman sexually? A prostitute? Oh, he made that up? Yeah, of course.
That part I thought was fictionalized, but I thought his dad yelling at him and fucking making him do scenes over and over again was real.
Nah, I think he's probably just a talented actor.
No, he fucking nailed Honey Boy because I believed him, and buddy, you were lying.
Yeah. I used to like Even Stevens. But do I think that white people's skin changes when you? I don't know how we got here.
Who could track it? It'd be impossible to track. We could read the transcripts and be like, "What the fuck happened? Right? Did Thanos snap a little bit right here, and then we came back on the other side of it?"
Dude, I'm just glad to have witness to this because that kind of thing happens to me a lot. But like when you're alone, it's a lot more jarring.
Yeah, sure. It's like,
you know what I mean?
No, I literally may have like had a stroke.
Yeah, like you ever just like come to and you're watching like a Jaheim video and you're like, how the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah,
time warp am I in?
It's 3:00.
It says this video's played 3 times. What am I doing?
Shout out to Jaheim.
Shout out to Jaheim. If he wants to do the show, Jaheim, if you're a regular listener and interested in doing the show up wearing that leprechaun colored suit. We'll 100% talk to you about whatever you want if you show up wearing that sweet, gorgeous green suit that you had on. Olivia sent us some additional information that's worth talking about. Apparently, this thing of white people turning dark is something called livor mortis. Livor mortis, also known as postmortem lividity or postmortem hypostasis, refers to the pooling of blood in the lower portion or dependent parts of the body after death. This results in dark purple discoloration of the skin.
I mean, gross, but also I've been on board. I've been on board with this the whole time. I think it makes perfect sense. I believe it. I also think just for everybody, it's good to get your people buried fast when they die.
I don't think we need to be burying people anymore. It feels like frankly an outdated thing, and you know, but that's preferential. I'm not here to campaign. Although
you're not trying to get buried.
I don't think so. I think burn me up and don't keep the ashes either. Like truly, just lose them shits. I don't give a fuck. Like
keeping the ashes is morbid.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like a weird step that I'm not super comfortable with, but I also recognize that like I believe in giving up I don't give a fuck about like dying with worldly possessions and holding on to these memories in a physical way. I believe in remembering people through your heart and your mind and shit. So like I get that that doesn't jive with everybody. You know what I mean? Some people need the physical to feel the same shit.
That closure. Yeah, it seems expensive to me. Like every time I go to a funeral, I'm like, there's a lot of shit out here.
Yeah, it's fucking funerals are dumb expensive, and if you don't do it at a funeral home, you got to do it at or like you know at an event space. You got to fucking do it at a church with a dude who didn't know the person that well. That you know what I mean? Like it's fucking weird.
Also, I've moved around so much in my life. I don't want to be tethered to one place. Like now, you guys just got to come to fucking Albuquerque to see me because that's where or wherever.
Also, you know I don't need you seeing me around other dead people. You know what I mean? These fucking losers. I wanted to believe like I'm special and shit, but you're like, nah, just put them where all the other duds go. It's like you put them with all the other rotten fruit. You're like, nah, come on, man.
No, I'm me.
Yeah, I'm special. You know.
You should do a sky burial like the Buddhists.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm scared of heights and also the ocean, so I've never felt...
I don't know if you know what I mean by sky burial.
Oh, is that the one where they just throw it in the air?
Where you know they just put you on a mountainside and you just kind of decompose.
Oh, this isn't ashes. This is your physical form.
You just go and then you're just up there.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't think it's legal everywhere.
I don't think it's legal anywhere. I don't think anybody's like, yeah, leave it behind. Who the fuck cares?
I mean, it's not like you're not putting it in the village square. I'm talking about like out of the way.
Yeah, but then kids wander and fucking people go hiking and shit. You don't want to come across a dead body and be like, no, that's one of the ones we put there on purpose.
Oh man, if you look it up, the pictures are terrible.
Yeah, no, you just don't do that.
God damn.
You're not supposed to put bodies just out loose.
I mean, you just said yourself you don't care about this mortal coil.
Yeah, but burn me up. Give me a good solid burning, and then you can do what you wish. Nobody's gonna be like, those are dead body ashes. They'll be like, I think a small tree burned down right here.
Well, I think we did it.
I think we did it. I think
we did it.
I think we nailed this conversation perfectly. No, nothing was left on the table. Everybody's satisfied. Katidra, I hope you're pleased, baby girl, because it seems to us that this is 100% true, that white people do transform almost immediately from the and one guy physically to the and one guy in their hearts.
No.
See how we brought it full circle? Ain't that fun? A little.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
he was not a white man.
We want to end this episode with a brand new segment. We have a brand new segment of that we've come up with. I'm stuttering because it's a little nerve wracking. The segment we're entering into. We're breaking a seal on this show that we've never broken before, and I want to address it now so that our listeners don't curse us the fuck out when it actually happens. But for the first time ever, we are going to have white people on the show.
On the show in the typical fashion.
No, we're not inviting them on for
separate but equal.
They got a much smaller water fountain on the show than everybody else. But we're playing a game. We're a game called Ask a White Guy. Ask a White Guy, and we're going to feature featuring three of the most brilliant, well-known conspiracy theorists out there. They love to talk this conspiracy theory shit, and who better to ask than these white guys if we have to talk to white people at all.
You are halfway.
Yeah, but you know.
It's a conflict.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
We all got problems. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So what? Fuck you.
All right. Now we're good. Boy,
Man, you fucking blew it immediately.
I thought I was in it. I thought I was cruising, baby.
No, not at all. You pulled over.
You know when you add a little extra break in it just to make it feel gentle and soft.
I'm not gonna lie, they took my license in 2009. I haven't seen the road since.
I was making it conversational rather than giant and thematic, but now I'm embarrassed.
I'm sorry.
We have.
Would it revert, Tear?
We are going to play a game. This is a very exciting and arguably the most epic change that we've ever introduced to the podcast. But this is a game called Ask a White Guy. Ask a White Guy.
White. We spell the whole word here. We pronounce the entire.
Pronounce that H. It's very important. But we have, I would say, the foremost white men that we could be asking about conspiracy related things joining us today. We have the gentleman from Stuff They Don't Want You to Know, the podcast, and now the book. It's Noel Brown, it's Ben Bowlin, and it's Matt Frederick, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Get out of here.
Now, who sent you, nigga?
Hey. Okay.
I'm a big fan. Ben.
Seriously,
So,
we listen to the show in our cars, like legitimately. It's
That's
awesome.
That's insane, and we're honored. We're glad you guys are here. I think you know this, but you're the first white people to ever grace certainly this podcast.
We'll be delicate. We'll grace it gingerly.
Or as
I'm mostly white, but thank you for letting me grab in. You know?
Brother, that's what they all say.
Right.
You gonna drop
right.
an eighth of Cherokee on me right now?
Oh, no. I'm a Melungeon. It's a different thing. It doesn't matter outside of Tennessee.
Oh shit, I've never even heard of it. So
That is
now
a
I'm
new
nervous.
way.
We did an episode. On
From-
it. They have Treasure, I believe.
The
Oh,
Melungeons?
nice.
Is this an island?
It's what's called a triracial isolate, but yeah.
This is. I don't know
Yeah.
about this. How I feel about this.
Yeah, I don't. This feels like something I don't want to get out in the public. You know what I mean?
Tri-race, so they can't find out about
Was it
that.
Elvis Melungeon? I think Elvis was Melungeon.
No,
Guys,
he was from Memphis.
Memphis, Tennessee. That's where the Melungeons dwell.
Is that it?
they're going to add this to like racial training, diversity training now in a way that I'm nervous about. I can't sit through an additional hour of learning about triracialism.
Yeah, I just started being able to deal with biracial people, to be completely honest.
Listen, I've been one my whole life, and I get it. I'm still figuring it out. Guys, we're pumped that you're here. We figured the best way that we could play this game and really get to hear your thoughts is that we want to go through some old conspiracy theories that have come up on our podcast and just get your thoughts. Where you land in these things? Have you ever crossed it in your own research? Is it all complete nonsense? And if so, tell us why. That's really the game at hand.
Got it.
Fuck yeah. Let's just jump into it, guys.
Let's go to the first one.
Yeah, let's not be scared of it. This has come up quite a bit on this podcast, and it feels like a very nice entry-level conversation for everybody. But the conversation is, my mama told me that Mountain Dew kills your sperm count.
I heard that.
Man.
It's
Yeah,
the dye,
heard
the yellow number 5.
Yeah,
Yellow number 5.
Yeah.
It's actually the brominated vegetable oil, guys. It's a flame
Whoa.
retardant.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
that's the related. That's the
Okay,
related thing, right? Yeah.
It's the thing that
Wait.
makes Mountain Dew look cloudy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has come up on your own podcast, I assume.
I
then.
thought that was the Mountain Dew that made it cloudy.
Well, that's just branding. It
It
sounds
was the
sexier.
dew. It was the dew of the
Sure.
mountain.
You mean to tell me they're not holding these bottles against a rock and just letting a slow drip of
Sons of
mountain
bitches.
into there?
like a giant leaf collecting it in the forest.
I thought they were tapping straight up to the Rockies. I didn't know any type
Yeah.
of...
No, that's Coors.
Okay.
Or they're
okay.
just they're using cheaper dew from somewhere and calling
Sure.
it Mountain Dew.
The original recipe might have had higher actual Mountain Dew content, but no, now it's yellow number 5 and what is it? Brominated vegetable. I need you to
Brominated
remind me.
vegetable
Yeah,
oil.
what's the deal with that stuff, and what does it do to your peen?
It's a fire retardant, right, Matt?
That's exactly
See?
right.
Whoa! So they were just like, look,
That's what you get for drinking that poison.
Yeah.
if you're gonna be this awesome drinking Mountain Dew, there's a possibility you'll be lit on fire, and we need
Right.
we need something to prevent that.
If you can't tell by my co-host's awesome comment, he is a dew truther.
Listen.
It is a point of contention on this podcast.
It's been an ongoing argument between David and I. I did the Dew for a long time.
Oh, you're off the dew?
I was riding off the Dew. Matt, it looks like you also were a Dew head. back in
I
the
was
day.
I was a Surge guy. I don't know if you remember
Whoa.
that. But
Whoa.
that was
Deep cut.
That was the ones they put in schools.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for the children.
Are we allowed to talk about that on air?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that feels like you admitted to voter fraud. That
Right?
felt
right.
Can I tell you a scary Surge story?
Mhm.
They came to my mostly black boys and girls club with like, it was like 2 dudes in a Hummer and a skateboard, popped out,
Yeah.
skateboarded a bunch, and then gave us like
Mixtapes?
10 cans of Surge each, and we never saw them again.
No, it was a big deal. It was when my
Yeah.
senior year in high school. It was a big deal in our town that they brought these soda machines into the schools, and they were just Surge branded soda machines,
Right.
and they had a total event like that where they kind of
Yo.
introduced it and had like
Wow.
it was just like you're describing. That is wild.
Yeah,
it was Hello Fellow Kids energy.
Yes, it
right?
was.
They also
Yes, it
handed
was.
out CDs at
And
my
Hare
school.
Krishna pamphlets. It was
And
super
it-
surreal. Yeah.
And at my school, nobody really listened to the music on the CDs they were handing out.
It was all
So-
Creed.
on-
It was just Creed
Yeah,
every
it
track.
was like a lot of alternative rock stuff.
Whoa,
bet
so
you-
that's interesting that it wasn't. I guess when I hear Surge, I thought that they would like go for Metallica or something, but you're like, no, they're going for Christian rock. That's
It was Tony Hawk era. It was Tony Hawk Pro Skater era. So it was that kind of faux punk mall rock kind of vibe.
3 chords and a whiny voice
There you
about
go.
my
Boom.
dumb feelings.
Yep.
That kind of shit.
wow.
Yeah.
That
was
feels
that whole,
like
that was that whole soundtrack.
Oh man.
That was
that
the
feels
entire-
like a type of conspiracy in and of itself. That these people are handing out what seems like a type of propaganda
Yeah.
to a bunch of hopefully, I guess, emo white kids for moving forward, and David for some reason.
Yo,
pairing it with amphetamine in a
my
drink.
my
basically.
body was not
Yeah.
developed yet.
Yeah.
This was pre-puberty for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
That's another concern about it, right? Is the idea that they're getting to you young.
Yep.
You know, and this is something I heard quite commonly growing up. And one of the things that's interesting is the conspiracy itself stays the same and has a lot of the same like motivations and villains and so on. But the drink will change depending on the region. It'll be something else. You know, it might
Oh
be like-
shit!
yeah.
So like in Houston, they thought Big Red was making their dick small.
right.
Yeah.
Just so.
cheer wine.
wow.
Like seriously, think about it because it's going into these schools where there are little kids that they're not being forced fed this sugary crap, but it's like encouraged. Like we're talking about having a Surge, dispenser in your school. I remember.
I mean,
all the-
listen. Yeah, in '99, if you showed up with a skateboard and a backpack, I was probably gonna drink it.
yeah, no,
No, 1,000,000%. Do you guys remember Jasta with Guarana?
Mhm.
Wow, I
Oh,
do
no.
remember
That was the
Josh
whole
Stuff.
name.
Was it a
had
guy
like
with a Was it a guy with dreadlocks?
It was a panther, so it was very much that vibe. It was panther, full like red kind of Rasta type colors, really culturally appropriate.
Look it up. Look it up.
They made you think this shit was for Black Panthers.
That's what I'm saying. And it came out the same time as Surge. Surge was for the white skater kids, and like almost like Josta, it was almost what's the word I'm looking for? It was kind of divided. Yeah, segregated soda. Yes.
And nobody knew what guarana was. You assumed it was meat.
It was an energy drink, and it was marketed as their first energy drink, even though technically Surge, considering how much sugar and caffeine, it could qualify as that as well. But guarana,
this I will
supplement.
say, Justin, this is black as fuck packaging.
Well, think
you
about
remember this, Langston?
I don't remember this. This
Google
never.
You
I'm
don't
looking
remember-
at it now. No, I see it. This is.
Wild.
It's wild. I will say that this seems like it has similar vibes to like Tahitian Treat, where like that was being coined as like the sexiest tropical soda for. And I remember black people were like, Tahitian Treat. That's our shit. You know what I mean?
I have another question. When I Google image search Josta, first line is a bunch of cans of Josta. Second line is a bunch of grapes.
Whoa.
Wait, no, excuse me. It says Jostaberry. That was my
I think you had Langston and I going, though. That was a whoa.
I was like, they're trying to equate them to
that's
fruit.
what I thought.
Right.
Saying it's healthy.
It did make an appearance in that show Loki, the Marvel show.
That was
where they do some time traveling stuff. There's like it's sort of like the sought after, defunct drink from the past in that show. And if you Google it too on eBay, you can buy cans. They're really expensive because it just hasn't existed like for.
Don't do it.
It's sounding like, and correct me, gentlemen, if you feel differently, but it's sounding like there is some level of like. We're all in agreement that they're trying to trick us and make us buy whatever, but it does sound, Matt, like you're saying these things do kill your sperm count, that it isn't untrue.
Wait, that's also my question. Does it kill you? I heard it made your nuts little.
Okay.
Whoa.
I can't talk to any of that. I don't think it makes your testicles smaller. I don't think. I'm saying that so Caucasianly.
Neither. Am I right, Matt?
Hey, big old balls over here. So
now I got to figure out a different explanation. All right.
No,
there's what a Josta you used to drink.
What I think the real problem is. Think about this in context of the DARE campaign. You guys remember that? The drug abuse and resistance education? Now, so you're supposed to say no to drugs, right? And Langston, like you, I signed right up for that thing. I don't know why or how, but
they got a
you're
song,
given, but you're
they
given
give you a shirt. They give you that shirt.
Yeah. But you're given a drug. You got caffeine. You've got guarana. Right. It's not really a drug, but it can be used as a drug, as an enhancement kind of thing.
Stimulant. Yeah.
If you tell your grandma you're on guarana, she's going to call the cops.
Enough sugar is a drug.
She's going to at least pray for you.
Yes. Your grandma doesn't want you taking in guarana.
Yeah. Sugar being sort of like maybe the most addictive of the things in that list. And so you are being drugged, and whether or not those drugs have direct effect on your testicles, it sounds like it ain't good for you.
Well, it's not some cartel that's benefiting. It's, PepsiCo or, in a way.
Yeah, I think they're a cartel.
They own Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut. That's a cartel.
Okay.
Yum Brands.
But also, I mean, if you think about the history of like breakfast cereal, originally it was all about health and all about being a supplement for like a meal during kind of times of scarcity. But then gradually they started marketing towards kids and putting more and more and more sugar in them and having like cartoon characters and acting like it was part of this balanced diet because they were allowed to say certain things, but they just kept upping the sugar, quotient in that
Sugar industry paid for the hit piece on fat. They're the reason.
Oh, that's why we hate fat. Because I was watching
fat.
I was watching the Foods Who Built America, and they were talking about that cereal thing, and how the Kellogg guy, the one brother was like a famous doctor who invented cereal as like a superfood, like a health food.
And then the other shitty brother was
and he was like, in the factory burned down, and he was like, I'm going to put some sugar in it and flip it. We're all going to be rich.
Very awkward Thanksgivings for those guys.
Yeah. I was talking about something similar with my wife about Facebook last night. And how like we all remember when Facebook, or at least I think we remember when Facebook was just for college kids.
Oh,
like
at the
you
beginning,
had to have
a college email.
You had to have a college email, and it like had to be a pretty it had to be a 4-year institution, accredited, welcomed by the Facebook community.
No DeVry people.
No.
Yeah, no DeVry, no Triton, no
University of Phoenix.
Yeah, none of that shit. And then at some point they went, well, this isn't a winning formula. Like it's cool that every college kid has one, but I need fucking grandmas and drug dealers on this motherfucker if I'm going to be a success.
I mean, you get in situations, where you're like, I need some grandmas and some drug dealers to really make this pop. Before we move on from the drinks, though, it took me a second. We talk about this in our book in chapter 2 on human experimentation. If you go back, this idea of sterilization in popular like sodas and fruit drinks in April 1991, I want to say, in primarily like black areas of New York at the time, Harlem, the Bronx, parts of Brooklyn. There were these flyers.
Don't disparage Twisters.
No. Well, let's see how you feel about
Gang of
Twisters. Top Pop, David, and Tropical Fantasy. These flyers came out and they said, look, if you're a non-white person, you need to be aware that these drink brands are being made by the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
And they're being made to sterilize black men in particular. You've been warned, save the children. That kind of like these.
Who was giving this out? Was it the Black Hebrew Israelites?
Well, they were anonymously posted.
But then you apply that to Mountain Dew. You can apply that grain of a thing that what may or may not have been true, but was reported and was probably circulated in the community, in those communities. And then that's how conspiracies travel. It's that game of telephone. And now all of a sudden it's Mountain Dew. And again, there is grains of truth. All of these things are not good for you, but are they necessarily trying to sterilize you? Ben, was there any truth to those drinks, or was this a real effort, or was it just kind of a campaign?
The Ku Klux Klan does not have its shit together. You know what I mean? That's the thing about white supremacy.
Not
too smart for them.
They're not flavor wise. They're not coming up with Tropical Fantasy. That's
right.
I
that's
will
the
say
opposite of what they're looking for in this world.
Just a cornucopia of fruits. That don't sound like them.
No, that's not.
Now, if there was a mayonnaise flavored one, I don't know.
That'd be too spicy for them.
Some type of a hearty grain flavor. I think they're in.
I will say that this does speak very much to the regional quality that you guys were talking about earlier, that like it depends which drink in which neighborhood, because for us that was a conversation around Mystic. We actually did an episode with Sam J who talked about how Mystic was the KKK drink of choice, but all of them, it seems like these narratives happen either way, that if Mountain Dew isn't shrinking your nuts, Red whatever the fuck is, and it's maybe hopefully just somebody trying to warn us to be healthier with our choices, but it always makes a more sinister turn on the back end.
Yep.
Well, I mean, because I get like Mystic, you're not supposed to put those colors in your body.
No.
I
looks like toilet bowl cleaner is probably not the best.
Yeah, neon blue is never correct for your liver and lungs and shit.
No, it's the same company that made Fabuloso. Actually, is the weird thing.
I mean, is it not like the same three companies at the top of just so many things?
But then what about Faygo? Like you have a drink like Faygo that's so huge in Detroit. That's just like regionally massive and like ubiquitous there. And they have all those like moon mist and crazy colors like that.
Right.
But you don't really hear anybody maligning Faygo.
Because everybody knows where it comes from. Everybody's uncle works at the Faygo factory.
That's right. That's a really good point.
It's right there in Detroit. Mystics, they just got dropped off in a box.
Yeah.
They just appear like the beginning of a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, nobody
You want to
knows
know
us.
what's scary is that at one point during Sam's episode, we actually made an attempt to call the Mystic like help hotline, whatever the fuck.
Oh,
sure.
wow.
And it is disconnected. Them motherfuckers don't even they're not even existing anymore.
They still sell these drinks, right? This is okay.
I think they're still selling what they have left of the drinks. I think it's more.
They're like, we got to move all this Mystic, put it in a box.
Yeah, it's
Throw
more
it
like
drive.
plutonium than it is like carbon dioxide, if that makes sense. There's a very limited amount.
You can still buy Mystic. I found it online.
Yeah, but are those
Also,
original cases? We gotta know expiration dates on these bad boys.
Damn, you could also buy clearly Canadian still. I might gotta get
Yeah.
Fago is owned by National Beverage Corporation, which also owns LaCroix or whatever you call it.
So it's an illusion then. This
It's all an
local
illusion.
factory
You're buying
idea.
from the same like baker's dozen of companies in most parts of the
I know.
And that's
some
what
people,
craft beer giant Bush Beer buys little mom and pop craft beer. It's that illusion perpetuating that no, this is all bespoke and small batch. The hell it is. Once they buy it, it just starts going into the production line.
I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about you white fellas, but we're on the same.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
this is just the first question.
Yep.
We got to see.
Just wait till we talk about
that's
Facebook
fair.
and the CIA.
I know some people who would kill you if you told them that their LaCroix came from the same place that Fago came from. I know
That's
some
why we
people
do these
who
shows,
would
guys.
end your fucking life for that.
Yeah, they're stirring those drinks with the same mop, just
Yeah.
both places.
You mean the pamplemousse is next to my Big Red?
Well, guys, this was fucking great. We're really
Thanks,
glad that
man.
you came on. I think David and I thought we would have to berate you for your silly white opinions on things, but y'all are cool. Y'all.
No, I mean this in the most positive way. We can't hang out a lot. I mean that is a very good thing. Like,
yeah, you're gonna encourage worse things than us than we anticipated.
Well, you guys got to come over on our show at some point. Yeah,
We
Again,
would love
Langston.
that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, I had a great time the first time, and we would love to join you guys and talk more of the crazies and the not so crazies.
Yeah.
Noel, Ben, Matt, could you tell the people where they can find you and what cool shit you have going on?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we're all pointing to each other. We got so nice to each other at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find us. We're Conspiracy Stuff or some derivation thereof on all the social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Check us out there. We're always doing weird stuff. You can find our book called In a Burst of Creativity, Stuff They Don't Want You to Know, wherever you like to find books, hopefully. We worked hard on it. Hope you enjoy it.
If you like the sound of our
yeah.
voices, you can also get the audiobook version. We read kind of round robin, read the whole thing, and we're put a lot of work into that one as well.
Hell yeah. I thought you were going to say we only read the lines we wrote, and then it's just like
It's just
weird sentences that interrupt other people reading.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's
We
like
should have
good.
Hype
Well,
manning the book.
Yeah. Hey, bars. Please, anybody listening, go follow Stuff They Don't Want You to Know. It's such a great podcast. Please go buy the book. We are big fans. We are honored that you would be our white cherry poppers of the podcast.
We didn't both co-sign on that.
Honestly, David wrote it down, and I said, "Hey,
that's
buddy, you
not-
sure you want me to say this?" And he said, "No, say it verbatim."
He's like, I choose my words carefully. I don't appreciate being paraphrased or censored.
He was like, "Look, man, I don't write a lot, but this is poetry, and I need you to read it the way I wrote it."
You guys remember the cherry poppin' daddies?
I was about to say the same
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
Was that Zoot Suit Riot?
Yeah.
Zoot Suit Riot. Yeah.
No, that was the
Yeah.
Brian Seltzer Orchestra. Orchestra.
Oh yeah.
No. Zoot Suit Riot was Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Brian Setz's Orchestra was. Wait, no, shit. Maybe there was like 3 of those big bands.
They all came so quickly.
Hold
You know,
on.
they
One
showed up
was
at
Jumpin'
once.
Jivin' Whale.
Oh,
That was
Jumpin' Jivin' Whale.
That was Setzer, but with Zoot Suit Riot, it's Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Sorry,
I'm
I had to
gonna,
vindicate
I'm gonna
myself.
say this, and I'm very proud of it. I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
And then there was the
And
Stray
this
Cats.
is not
The
what
Stray
this podcast is for. You take that garbage elsewhere.
Drawing the line. It was
That's
going
goddamn
so well.
tomfoolery as far
I don't
as
give
I'm
a fuck
concerned.
who say what, blood. Don't pray.
We had to give you an opportunity to rag us a little bit here at the
Yeah.
end. So there.
Cherry popping daddies. Get off my goddamn internet.
We've just done so much for that band.
We'll get out of here.
Guys,
my
thank you
God.
again.
the
This
best.
was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
and,
so much
and
fun, man.
let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's do it again
Yeah,
soon.
Deal.
And Gborie, you want to tell them where they can find you?
Oh, Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. I'll have all my dates there. You can start watching April 3rd. I'm in a cartoon called Royal Crackers on Adult Swim and then HBO Max the next day.
Hell yeah. You can follow me at Langston Kerman on all platforms. And as always, you can send us your conspiracy theories. You can send us your drops at mymommapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Follow the YouTube. And I think that's it. Follow the YouTube. And bye, bitch.